I do not wear polyester hair, okay? Unlike some people I know.
It will. Life doesn't get any better than this. I mean, I have a great job. I met a great guy. And I have the thinnest ankles of any girl I know.
I had no idea. Supposed to sell the roses with the $10 respectfully.
What it do, baby?
Hi, Theo Do Better Squad. Happy Friday, y'all. Thank you so much, Smell the Roses. Make sure y'all subscribe to Smell the Roses as well.
Welcome back to Smell the Roses, the podcast where we pause, reflect, and keep it real about life, love, and the culture we're all growing in. Today, we're diving into a conversation that's been brewing all over social media constantly for the past, through COVID, right? We've been talking about a lot of hoe culture or 304 culture. Question: is it about liberation, or have we just lost sight of intimacy, respect, and what connection really mean? And in today's episode, I'd like to unpack the research, not just the opinions, whether they be blue pill, red pill, or black pill. Okay. So what is whole culture? So when people say whole culture, they're usually talking about the normalization or even the celebration of casual sex, hookup culture, and hypersexual self-expression. It shows up in music, on TikTok, and even in our dating apps. The I don't need anybody, I'm just doing me mindset. But depending on who you ask, it's either a form of empowerment or a symptom of disconnection, right? There's two groups of people here. You're either loose and you're using sex as a form of empowerment. Yeah. So let's start with the good, right? What is the good about being a 304, right? That's been the topic of discussion since Ayesha Curry keeps making a fool out of Steph. So studies show that when casual sex is done by choice and aligns with someone's personal values, it can actually increase confidence, sexual satisfaction, and autonomy. People who are comfortable with casual experience often report feeling empowered and liberated, especially when free from double standards. It's also a form of self-exploration, learning what you like and what you don't, and what intimacy means to you. And for some, shedding the old shame around sexuality feels like breaking generational chains. So let's discuss the other side of the rose, the cons of the matter, right? People are telling Ayesha Curry that she should have had a hoe phase, but this is a big phase, right? And the same body of research shows that whole culture can also come with real emotional consequences. And I think we see that often on Kendra G's channel when different women call in with, multiple babies' fathers. They seem to all talk about healing and trauma. When people hook up out of loneliness, pressure, or to seek validation, it often leads to feelings of emptiness, regret, and anxiety. Women in particular tend to report more negative emotional outcomes, not necessarily because of the act itself, but because of lingering social stigma. And there's data linking frequent casual sex with increased psychological distress, especially among younger people. Plus, the more partners someone has before marriage, the lower the odds of long-term sexual satisfaction later on. That's not moral judgment. That's what studies show. So you have to ask yourself what really matters. Here's what researchers actually agreed on. It's not what you do, it's why you do it. If casual sex comes from a place of confidence, awareness, and emotional readiness, you'll likely be fine. But if it's rooted in insecurity, comparison, cultural pressure, it can eat away at your self-worth. So the question isn't whether whole culture is good or bad. It's whether it's authentic to you or just another mask we wear for attention, validation, or control. So reflect, like let's have a smell the roses moment here. Ask yourself, am I being intimate because I want to connect or because I want to feel seen? Because there's a difference between being free and being numb. Freedom feels peaceful. Numbness feels busy. At the end of the day, real empowerment is being able to say no as easily as you say yes. That's all for today's episode of Smell the Roses. If this resonated with you, share it with a friend, especially the one who always says, I'm just outside living my best life. Let's talk about what that really means. And as always, take a moment today to pause, breathe, and smell the roses.